Hey, what's up, universe? It's 12:36 p.m. on Monday, July 17th, 2023. Been crying a little bit, and I just got done cleaning up the lawn from the large tree debris from the couple of storms that rolled through. I was crying just because I was feeling just the pressure. And then as I was crying, Jason, my landlord, sent me a text and was like, hey, can you open up the gate for the lawn care people to come by? And he's like, have you heard anything? And I was like, I didn't respond right away. I just went outside and started doing some work to clear up the lawn. So I opened up the gates, and while I was outside, I was just feeling into the situation. And what kept coming to me was ask for an audience of the property owner. Jason is the property manager. He works at the property management company. What came up to me was like, talk to the owner of the property. And the owner of this property is a wealthy man. He owns the golf course across the street. He obviously owns this property. I'm sure an audience with this individual probably just isn't something that, it just happens, so to speak. Yet, I was called to ask for it. So I came back inside after doing the work outside and replied to Jason and let him know that the gate is open, that I cleaned up the lawn, and that I hadn't heard anything. And I requested an audience with the property owner. When I came back inside, it was 12:34 p.m. And then after I sent the text, I checked my LinkedIn profile, and it said your last post received 321 impressions, which is the progression number backwards. So I was like, all right. When I was crying earlier, I was just letting the energy move through me. I didn't feel despair. I didn't feel, I don't know, like my benchmark is like the other week when I was just feeling just down and out and just like giving up. And I'm feeling pressure, and I had to release that, so I cried. And even though the pressure is real, I don't feel like I've lost, so to speak. So there's that. I woke up this morning to a couple of connections on LinkedIn, a couple of HSP, highly sensitive people and empaths, people that I'd reached out to. One of them is an author. Another one is a community and group leader. And so they both responded to me today and connected. So that's interesting and that's cool. I did a little bit of work real quick this morning on the transcription stuff and found a way to introduce punctuation into the text that's missing it. It's not perfect, although it's definitely better than nothing. So there's that. Jeremy, the guy I met at Date with Destiny, and the group that I'm doing, that Inspired Life Challenge with for this week. Today is day 2 of the challenge, and so I was doing a little bit of work on that, and it's about basically who are we being, and what do we want in life, right? It's more involved than that, but that's kind of the distilled version for today's homework. And then what else was I gonna say here? There was something in my mind. I will say it's interesting letting I let the transcriptions run last night locally on my PC because I'm transcribing what I already had transcribed from Assembly AI, so I can kind of do a comparison between the quality of what's being transcribed locally versus what I paid to have transcribed. And I will say this, the local transcriptions are pretty much on par with Otter AI. So again, and I don't mean to crap on Otter, it's just, they haven't changed. So I'm just saying. So there's that. Man, it really seemed like there was something else. I'm not going to sit here and hold you up and try to figure that out. The new moon is in an hour. I think that's probably what I was thinking about. So I'm going to work on some intentions and it's another thing that came up is that this morning there was an inspirational, one of the first woman to connect with me, that one of the two connections from this morning. I saw a post of hers or something that she engaged with or liked on LinkedIn, and it was an inspirational video from Gold Coast, and it was about a man who, as a child, was labeled mentally retarded, and he was just recounting his story when he was a kid and how a teacher changed his life, and gave him, shifted his perspective and self-image. And it was something that I could relate to because as a child in my upbringing in my elementary school, and I may have mentioned this before in another video, but I was in what was called the Learning Center in my elementary school and in my school district. And basically what that meant was that I learned different. And this wasn't like, in the same school district they had like quote unquote gifted classes, like in high school for like really intelligent kids and like all this kind of thing, right? The Learning Center was like the opposite. It was just kind of a euphemism, right? It was a nice way of putting that these kids learn different, and the thing is that in my elementary school, we had a unique school even within the district. In my elementary school, we were set up in a pod system, which means that each grade had a giant room, huge room, and the room was divided by like half-height bookshelves, so you could see all of the other kids. And you could see the other teachers. And you may think that this was distracting and kind of a pain, and I'm sure for the teachers it kind of was. For the kids, it actually worked out, I feel. And it was fun because as a kid you could see your friends in other classes, you could still shoot like spitballs, you can do some shenanigans as a child, So there was that to manage for the teachers and noise and all of this kind of thing. But, be that as it may, it was a good system. It was a really unique approach, one that I, as a child, appreciated, and as an adult looking back, I appreciate. Now, the flip side of that is that because it was open, it wasn't just the kids within my class that got to see me when I needed to go to my Learning Center classes. It was the entire grade, It was all of the kids from my grade level. And it wasn't just me that went to the Learning Center. It was some of us, just maybe 3 or 4, and maybe 2. One kid, maybe 3 that I remember from my grade, and there was other kids from other grade levels too. But there wasn't a whole lot of us. And so in this pod system that's all open, everybody gets to see who's leaving, and everybody knows why, and and so even as a child, I knew that these weren't like normal classes, right? Nor were they, the type of classes that you would have bragging rights over, so to speak. As a kid, your whole world is pretty much shaped, and other people's opinions really carry a lot of weight. And so, as this man was talking about his, journey, I really connected with that part, and the inspiration of his video was basically, a story about how he didn't give up and how he always wanted to be a DJ, and he never had any formal training, any formal experience, and he just kept going. He kept at it. And he talked about how there were times where it was hard for him, and he questioned himself, and he doubted himself, and he was behind on his bills, and he wasn't he wasn't sure what the hell was going on. And I'm like, like, what? Hey, what's up, universe? I felt like it was a very timely message, and it resonates with where I'm at right now. And yeah. And then just as something that just seems random, you know, Jim Quick, I follow him on LinkedIn, and he had a post this morning. I posted it on my Instagram, but the whole screenshot doesn't show. And when I ran across the post, there were 76 reactions, and you know, it was like, I forget the actual verbiage, but it's something about like, if life seems to have gotten harder, maybe it's because you leveled up. And so I liked it, and then I realized, oh look, I'm the 77th reaction, and I'm like, okay. Like, what's up, universe? So I don't know what's going on. I don't know. And I don't know. I heard back from my mom today regarding the doctor's appointment. Things seem to be going well for her. She's getting better. Her taste is returning slowly. They believe it was kind of what they thought it was originally, that the change in medication impacted her ability to taste and probably damaged some of her taste buds. And it takes they say about 2 months for that to heal. So some of her taste is starting to return, and so I'm grateful for that. So that's positive. So yeah, I'm just receiving emails about, you know, my email, my domain, you know, hey, you need to pay that, so by August 1st you don't lose service. You know, I have a bill that's due today, you know, for natural gas. There's these things that are occurring that are like, hey, you know, just like that guy said, I was behind on my bills. And he was talking in front of like a huge audience. And it's kind of interesting now that I'm talking about it right now on this video, is that as a visual for the last couple of years, like that's the vision of myself that I've had, speaking on stage like this man was in front of an audience like that. And I'm right here right now, and I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate this audience for sure, 100%. I'm just really connecting with the whole part about feeling behind and a lot of uncertainty and just not knowing. And when I received that text from Jason, I just sat down my phone because I didn't want to deal with it. And yet I knew that I couldn't ignore it. I wasn't going to ignore it. Not right now. So I went out and I did some work, and then I came back and responded. I mean, no reason to hide from it. I mean, there's a reality of the situation, and if I just own that, what else can I do? What else can I do but own it? So, however that's reciprocated by the universe, to be honest and integrity with what my reality is, that's pretty much, that's one of the biggest things for me, is to just own it. Just own it. And I can tell you right now, my youngest son, that's a big thing for him too. He doesn't want people to lie to him. He doesn't want people to fucking sugarcoat shit. He doesn't want people to, you know, beat around the bush, because he knows what's up. So he just is looking for the person, you know, on the other end to own it. And I totally get that. Oh shit, it's 777 on the thermometer. Check this out. Look at that. I don't even look at that one that often. So, what's up, universe? So, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at, and that's kind of where I find my strength is being in integrity and owning where I'm at, just being honest. Like this is what's up, and I've been doing this for a long time. This is bringing stuff up from my marriage and my relationship with Reese. Like when Reese and I first started engaging and talking and owning things. There's a lot of lessons I learned from Reese, and part of me is like, what do I talk about and what don't I talk about? Just being in integrity and owning myself. And I've been in some really crazy situations with that. There's things I really want to say, and a part of me is hesitant to speak it. I guess probably just leaving it at being in integrity. The hardest part sometimes for me is just owning my truth and being honest, being very, very honest. And that was a huge part of my relationship with Reese, both at the beginning of our relationship and at the end of our relationship. And both times, even though it was extremely difficult and not pleasant, challenging, it totally put me in alignment and put me where I needed to be. So I have faith and trust in that. I've done that a lot, and I don't know what else to say. So I've been rambling for a minute. So I appreciate the time and the space. Thank you for being here, and thanks for your attention. And I'll let you guys know what's going on. All right, I love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.